At times, especially in popular dance forms, the meter will remain constant. All ballroom dancing fits into this category. A march would also fit into this category, remaining constant usually in 2/4. It is also the case with most music from the 18th and 19th centuries. In the latter part of the 1800s and into the 1900s, composers started to feel free to change meters during a movement or work, sometimes quite often. The actual meters remain as we have discussed. If we look at the last movement of the Sam Jones Cello Concerto, we can see some simple changes of meter, from 2/4 to 3/4, back to 2/4, then 3/4 and 4/4. Another simple example is in Philip Glass's Harmonium Mountain. In this excerpt, he mixes the meters 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. If we look at David Stock's work called Blast, written in 2010, we find a more complicated section of meter changers using 5/8, 7/8, 3/4, and 4/4. If we look at a 4/4 measure, we have learned that the measure can easily be divided by using various note lengths: half notes, quarter notes, 16th notes, 32nd notes, and so forth. But what if a composer would like to divide one of those quarter notes into 3 equal parts to create more rhythmic interest? We accomplish this by adding a 3 above or below a group of 3/8 notes. The 3 signifies that 3 notes are performed during the time of 1 quarter note. Let's again look at Philip Glass's Harmonium Mountain. In this passage, we see the violins playing the groups of 3 called triplets, and the violas and cellos are playing quarter notes. Then the violas join the violins, playing triplets, the cellos play the 8th notes, and the double basses play the quarter notes. This method of changing duple notes to triple notes can work in any duple meter. The composer can also divide the triple beat in different ways. For example, instead of 3 8th notes in a beat, we could see an 8th note and a quarter note, or a quarter note and an 8th note. We still need the number 3 above or below the notes. If you look at Ravel's Dathis and Chloe, the meter is 5/4, but Ravel adds the 3 for each part to create triplets. You will see that he doesn't continue to write the 3 during the continuation of the excerpt, assuming that the performer understands the pattern. The triplet is the most common variation within a meter, but there could also be, for example, 5 notes within a quarter. Again, with a 5 above or below, or 6, or quite frankly, any number that is not common to the meter. In a triple meter like 6/8, one could do the same. 6/8 can be 1 dotted half note or 2 dotted quarter notes, or 6/8 or 12/16. We could also have a rhythm of quarter eighth or 8th quarter, or any combination that adds up to 6/8 notes. If a composer wanted 4 notes during a dotted quarter note, the number 4 would go above or below the group of notes. As you can see, the notation of rhythm can become very complicated. We will discuss this in later lessons.